Hello, students. Let us begin with today's session. In our today's class, we will learn two concepts. The first one is pointer and a string, the associativity of a pointer with respect to a string, how they both are related, and the another concept is array of pointers. Okay. Now, let's get started with the first concept. Okay, directly I will try to demonstrate you how a pointer can be used to a particular string. Now we know that the string definition. Can anyone tell me the definition of a string? Can you give a try?
Group of characters.
Group of characters. Good. Can you try to elaborate? Can you try to add few more sentences to that to make it a proper definition? How does this particular group of characters ends?
Null.
Yes, null character. So in C programming, the strings are treated as a group of characters which are terminated by a null character, right? Now, null character can be indicated by a backslash 0, right? Now, so that means what? Group of characters means what? A string is practically used it as a character array, right? A group of characters. Let us define a particular character array here. Say char. Okay, let's have a name and let me have a size of 10 there, and let me directly initialize with certain values. Okay, now how do we initialize the array? The strings. How do we initialize the strings? Suppose I want to write here Gokte. I want to initialize the name as Gokte. So then how can I do that?
In double.
In double quotes, I need to provide the characters. Suppose if I write Gokte, continuously I will say, right, Gokte BCA, right? Okay. Now I also need a pointer here, right, to store the address of this particular name. You can just try to think that the pointer and a string relationship is exactly same as or similar to what a relationship we have between a pointer and an array, because the string is also an array in C programming, right? Now I will declare one particular pointer, let's say int name, sorry, int ptr. Now tell me, is it a correct statement to declare a pointer now, int star ptr, so that I can initialize this particular ptr with the name, with the address of this particular string? Is it correct? Can I initialize the address of the string name to the pointer ptr? Yes, Sanika, can I do that?
No, sir.
Why?
So because it is the formula of simple interest.
Formula simple interest. Where is simple interest formula coming into picture here? Now, can we initialize the pointer to store the address of this string name?
Yes, sir.
How? How can I initialize here? Charan,
Yes, sir.
did you get the question?
Sir, yes, sir. I got the question. Sir, you can after that pointer you can put equal to name of the array, sir. Yes. Name only.
Now, is this a valid statement now? That means you are not remembering the concept which we are discussing in the class, right? What I said in one of the classes, and also I have given one assignment, one simple program in the last class. The data type of the pointer and data type of the variable to which we want to point it should be same. Is it so in this particular case?
No, sir.
What is the data type of this particular string? Definitely it is a character. What is the data type of this pointer? It is integer. Now, can we store the address of this character data type array into this integer pointer? We cannot store it, right? So we need to have a char here also. We need to have a data type of the pointer as char, then we can allocate it here. Okay, and if you notice here, before name, we have not used ampersand. Why we have not used ampersand here? Because the name itself stores the address, that is base address of this particular string. So we need not to use the and here directly. We can just use the name of that particular string here. Okay, students, you need to understand the concepts and remember those concepts. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand the further concepts. And every class, I cannot repeat the things which I have taught you in the previous classes. Okay, now if I print here, say printf, okay, pictorially, if you want to tell me how this particular these two statement works is, let me open the Excel sheet and try to demonstrate that. Assume that these are the memory blocks, some of the memory blocks. Say this is 1001, 1002, and we have the continuous memory blocks over here. Okay. Now, when we declare a string here, name, that is, the name will be pointing to 1001. That is, it is containing the address of first memory block, right? That is 1001. So we have G. Okay. Now, are these characters occupy the single blocks, or they require more than one blocks to store the memory address?
Single block.
Single block, because it is character data type. Okay. Now, at the same time, we might have also declared a pointer, right? We have already declared one particular pointer, that is PTR. Now, what this particular PTR is storing? PTR is storing the address of the first memory block, that is whatever this name contains. Name contains 1001, so PTR also contains 1001. The difference between the name and PTR is what now? Name is a constant pointer, whereas the PTR is a variable which we can modify, which value we can modify. Okay, so this is the diagrammatic explanation of what these two lines depicts. Okay, now if I want to print the first character, say this G, if I want to print this G using the pointer, then how can I do that? I want to print G, that is, I want to access the memory location 1001 using the pointer. Then Can anyone tell me the corresponding printf statement here? Percentage C will be the format specifier because we are going to print the character. And here, what can I write? I want to access it using the pointer. Anyone? I want to access the G
Sir, ampersand PTR.
ampersand PTR. Okay. Any other answers?
Sir, ampersand, sir, and operator. The address of operator, sir.
And operator. And operator will give me what? Address.
Sir,
And will
address.
give that asterisk. The ampersand will give me the address of PTR. But if you look into the what value we are printing is the element, right? The character. There is a mismatch here.
Sir, sorry, sir, asterisk will come.
Asterisk will
I
come.
actually forgot that.
So what this PTR contains, look at here. PTR contains 1001. So value located at 1001, how can I retrieve? Star PTR. So star PTR means star 1001. So value located at 1001 is G. So if I write this, it is going to print the first character of the string G. Look at here the output. What we got? G, we got it here. Okay. Now, if I want to print the next character, that is O, then how can I achieve that? I want to print or I want to access the next character, that is O. Then how can I achieve that using the pointer? I want to write it as printf. Okay. Then here I can write it as percentage C. I want to still access it using the pointer itself, but this time it should display me the next character. It should display me the next character. Then what statement I can write at the line number 11 here? I need to write one more statement at the line number 11. What it can be? What can I write it here? Look into the diagram. PTR is storing what? 1001. Now what I want to print? The element, the value which is stored in 1002. So what I want to make? I want to make this PTR should contain 1002. How can I make 1002 here from 1001? It is having 1001 and I want to make it 1002. Then what operation I can perform with PTR?
Incrementation.
Incrementation. I need to perform incrementation to PTR. Now, if I do incrementation, will it jump by only 1 byte or it will jump by 2 bytes or 4 bytes or 8 bytes? If I increment
1
byte
byte.
only.
it will jump by only 1 byte because this PTR is of the data type character. So character means only it requires 1 byte of a memory, that is 1 block. So now if I write here PTR plus plus, what will happen now? Now PTR will store the next memory location. That is here it will be 1002. It will store now 1002. And next statement, if I try to print the character, printf, the character, whatever this particular PTR containing, as now PTR is containing the address that is 1002. So value at that particular address will be displayed here when I execute the program. Now you can see G and then next is the O, which gets printed. Okay. Now, similar way, can you tell me what are the next couple of statements that I need to print the next letter, that is G? I need to perform the same operations, right? I need to perform the same operations here. Isn't it a repeated task? Every time I want to print the characters of a string, it is going to be a repeated task that I need to write the statements, these two statements repeatedly. Instead of writing a repeated statement like this, can I make use of a for loops or any one type of the looping statement? It could be a while loop or any looping statement and then print it.
Yes, sir.
right? So I just need these two statements, but I need to repeat these two statements within a particular loop. Let me make use of a while loop here. Okay, I require a while loop, and what this particular while loop will do, it will repeat the execution of these two statements until particular condition is true. Okay, now I want to start printing from this particular G and I want to stop it at A, right? Then how can I write a condition inside the while? Can anyone think that what could be the condition? The hint I will give you that the definition of a string is a hint for you in order to find out the condition for the while loop here.
So the condition is PTR not equal to null, while PTR not equal to null.
PTR not equal to null. Okay, let me write it here first, then we will understand. PTR not equal to null. Okay, now what this particular PTR is, what PTR stores, when I write a PTR here, what it gives me, does it give me the value located at particular memory block, or it will give me the address?
Address.
It gives us the address, right? But this /0, that is null character, it is a null character, right? It is not any address. It is not any address. It is the character which is there after this particular A. After A, there is a null character, right? So I want to travel up to the null character only. But the condition here, we need to modify a little bit here. What can be that? What change I need to perform here? Instead of PTR is not equal to null, it should be star PTR not equals to null. That is, asterisk PTR means the value of the PTR, if it is not null, then you perform the activities. What are those activities? Execution of these two statements. Okay. Let me first execute and show you the output, and then I will explain this particular program. Can you see now? Gokte BCA is displayed, right? From first letter to the last letter. How it worked? It is pretty simple. Okay. Now try to focus upon this particular diagram. Okay. Initially, when I declare the pointer and initialize the pointer, it stores 1001. Okay, that I will write it over here. I will write it here. So pointer is actually pointing to what? 1001. Okay. Then star pointer means what? The value located at 1001. So now, if you look into the condition, first time star PTR is what? It is G. It is G. Is it not equal to null? Condition becomes false. Condition becomes true. It is not equal to null. So it will get into the while loop. It prints that particular pointer. Then it increments. Then it again goes for the verifying or checking the condition. So after incrementing, what will happen? Now pointer, this PTR is pointing to the next location, that is 1002. So asterisk PTR means value located at 1002, that is O. Now is this O not equal to null? Yes, it is not equal to null. It is a true. So it will print this particular O. Then PTR will again get incremented. Now PTR will point where? 1003. So now PTR is pointing to 1003. So asterisk PTR means what? G. Again, the condition will be validated whether is this particular G is not equals to null. Yes, it is not equals to null. So it will print G, and then again PTR will get incremented, right? Like this way, it keeps on incrementing the pointer. So we will come to a particular position here. When PTR is pointing to 1008, star PTR is what? Star PTR is A. So is this A not equals to null? Yes, it is not equals to null. It will still print the A. Then the last character over here is a null character. If you look into the here, if you look the diagram, the last character, that is 1009 memory block, we have a null character. So PTR was incremented. Now PTR is pointing to 1009 memory location. So here star PTR, that is value located into by this particular PTR is null. Is this null not equals to null? Now condition becomes false. because both are, that is null is equals to null actually, but the condition or the operation what we have is not equals to, so the condition becomes false. Since the condition become false, the while loop will get terminated. Right? So what it has done in the while loop, it has repeatedly executed those two statements and printed all these characters of the string here. So we got the output when we executed this program, we got the output as GOGTEBCA on a different lines. If I want to print it on a single line, then what I can do, I can just simply remove this /n so that it will print on a single line. You can just see will print on a single line, and even that this line also will be on the same line. You can see Gupte BCA is printed here. The concept of a pointer and the string goes in the same way as the concept of pointers and arrays, because in C programming, the strings are treated as a character arrays, right? That means the name contains, the string name contains the base address. To initialize with that particular base address to a pointer, first we need to declare a pointer of the same data type, that is character data type only, and then initialize it. And we can access the values of every element of this particular string by having the asterisk PTR and incrementing or decrementing accordingly as the requirement. And the last character can be encountered by comparing with the null character. Very simple program to demonstrate or understand the concept of the pointers and the strings, the relationship between the pointers and strings. Any questions? Any doubts here? We are going to study is array of pointers, right? We know whatever concept we have studied in the couple of classes, those are related to the pointers and arrays, how they are related, pointers and strings, how they are related. But this is something different concept here. It talks about array of pointers. Okay, array of pointers means, before we just understand this, suppose if I want to declare an array of integers, then how can I do that? Say int n, and I can specify here a size as 5. Int n, suppose if I specify 5 here, it treats that n is not a single variable, simple variable, rather it is a array of integers which can store 5 elements. Right? In the same way, if you want to declare an array of characters, then I can do it by character, say name, and I can specify certain sizes here. Right? These are what? These two statements are what? These are array of integers and the array of characters respectively. In the same way, the C programming supports something called as array of pointers. Array of pointers. That means what? Suppose, assume that I have certain integer variables, say int a. Let's say that a is equal to 10. Then say b is equals to 20, and then c is equals to 30. Assume that there are 3 integer variables. Okay. Now I want to declare a pointer. Okay. It need not to be only one pointer, but it should be a group of pointers. I want to declare a group of pointers, and all these pointers should be of the same data type, right? Then that means what? I can't go with something like this. Say star p1 int star p2 int star p3. Now what these three are? These three are what? Group of pointers only. I can't name them to be a group, but there are 3 pointers of the same data type. What it eventually be doing? The P1 will be storing the address of A, P2 will be storing the address of B, P3 will be storing address of C. Instead of declaring these pointers separately, C programming allows to declare the array of pointers. That is, I need a pointer, array of pointers for the integer variable. So I will specify it to be a int, then asterisk, then ptr, right? I want to make it to be a pointer array, that is array of pointers. Then I will just place a pair of square brackets, and I can specify here size as a 3. So what it treats as, now asterisk ptr means it is a pointer. And since there are a square brackets here, a pair of a square bracket, that means it is a one-dimensional array of pointers. It is now array of pointers. Now, how many elements this particular pointer can store? Whatever is specified as the size here, and the size is 3. That means this particular pointer array can store 3 different addresses. Again, the conventions goes in the same way as of the array concept. The first element of this particular pointer is ptr of 0. It is ptr of 0, right? What it can store? It can store any particular memory address. Let me say that I want to initialize, or I want to point it at A, then I will use it as ampersand. Similarly, if I want to initialize the next element, that is ptr of 1 as ampersand B, and then in the same way ptr of 2 as ampersand of C. Now look at the left hand side of these 3 statements. They are arrays here. The pointer is an array. In the first line here, it is the first element, that is 0th indexed element. Next is index at 1. The next is index at 2. So we have initialized the pointer elements with the addresses of the respective variables. And if I want to print those values, then I can simply write a printf statement. Say printf a equals to percentage d /n, and here I can write star ptr of 0 of 0. So what it will print? It is going to print the value a. Let us check it. It prints a equal to 10, which we have stored it. In the same way, I can write the 2 more statements, right? I can write 2 more statements, wherein the second statement will be b equals to, and the next statement is c equals to. And here the ptr of 1 it is, and the next is ptr of 2. And if I execute now, it is going to print a, b, c as 10, 20, 30 respectively. Right? We can make a notation, or we can make use of the for loops here as well, right? We can make use of the for loop to print these statements. I can get rid of these 2 lines, and here I can use the declare one particular variable int I, okay, and then here for I equal to 0, I less than the maximum, that is the size of this particular pointer array is 3. So I less than 3 I can place, and then I plus plus, right? And here I can write the variable I, and if we run this time, the program again still work as the how it worked earlier. But only thing is that you will see a here, because it is just a single line. We can change this to make it as a, we can say something element at position percentage d, that is d here is going to be an index value. So I can place I here, and it will print in this way. Element at position 0, 10, element at position 1, 20, and 2, 30. The concept of this array of pointers is very simple. For point of your examination, you may just get a 2 marks question stating to be a how can we declare the array of pointers, or they may just ask write the syntax and example for declaring array of pointers. Then the syntax goes in this way. I will just write it here, syntax. syntax is integer asterisk, okay, name of pointer array equals to, not equals to, rather we can just specify the size here, that is size and then semicolon. This is the declaration of the array of pointers. You can notice name of pointer, write completely name of pointer array, include the word array in that, so that it will be easy for the examiner that okay, you are specifically mentioning it as an array itself. Then asterisk, and then within a single square brackets mention the size. Okay, if you are not writing like this, you can write in this way also, like int ptr and then n. This way also you can write, but you need to explain here, like where ptr is name of the pointer array and n is the size of array. Either you write what I gave you the earlier, or if you are writing in a shorthand like this, you need to explain what ptr is and what n is. Then only you will get the full marks. Sometimes students will just write this way. During that time, we will not give them a full marks. We will reduce the marks. Understood, students?